Popcorn Voltaic is considered by many players to be the hardest of the dynamic scenarios, but there's actually a pretty straightforward method to running it. It's also one of my favorite scenarios, not necessarily because I have the best scores, but because I know so much about it. This is the first video in my series of Kovacs tutorials where I will be teaching you guys the methodology behind all of my favorite Kovacs scenarios from the Voltaic playlist. This tutorial features Popcorn Voltaic, where I will be teaching you how I got my Astra score, which requires 44 hits. After watching, please check out my 400 plus hit popcorn run so you can see these tips in practice and have something to compare yourself to. First, and probably the most important tip, remember that this is a smoothness scenario. While Bounce 180 is a dynamic scenario with arc movement that is all about speed, all popcorn scenarios are about smoothness and accuracy. They reward correct reading of arc movements and deliberate clicking in the same way as pass-through. That being said, Popcorn Voltaic does not benefit from practicing PGTI because although PGTI is a smooth arc tracking scenario, Popcorn is all about click timing and prediction. PGTI teaches you how to react to and follow a singular popcorn bot, but you shouldn't be tracking or following in Popcorn Voltaic. You should be leading, crosshair ahead of the target. Your transitions between each individual target have to be smooth. Your movements while setting up a shot have to be slow and precise. These are the keys to getting a high score in Popcorn. There is no point to going fast or trying to be flicky and snappy. You mostly see flicking in highly experienced Popcorn players, like Gerv in his Popcorn Sparky 460 run. The reason that is much less risky is because he's played the scenario enough times to be confident in his timing. He knows where the bot is going to be before it gets there. Even with this confidence, you should still be trying to be smooth and precise because going too fast might also cause you to miss opportunities on bots that would naturally fall or just fly into your crosshair. So remember, smoothness, slow and steady is the key. Best scenarios to train smoothness for this type of scenario are the Voltaic easy version of Popcorn and Pass Your Small Reload. Second tip, practice hitting the popcorn bots in all segments of their arcs. It is a common popcorn tip that you should prioritize hitting the targets when they are at the apex of their arc, because their movement beyond that point is a very predictable fall. This makes it the least risky moment to kill it, and I agree. Always taking a shot at falling targets or targets exiting the apex, even if it is risky, because it will eventually yield you good results. Trying to picture your crosshair as a net where the targets are just balls falling into it. You're catching them as they fall. But for really high scores, you shouldn't just be comfortable with hitting the targets exiting the apex. There are 3 segments to a popcorn bot's arc: the rise, the apex, and the fall. The fall should be where most of your hits come from. The apex is the shortest segment and it is riskier to try for a shot. And then the rise is where you have the most risk of missing because of the unpredictable acceleration upwards. Considering this, it might be good advice to say that you should never attempt shots at rising targets, but doing that sort of slows you down. The more you play Popcorn, the better you will get at hitting the bots at all segments, as long as you're consciously trying to do it. Remember how Simple from CSGO always goes for every hard op shot. You know, the shots that no one should realistically be able to hit? Score grinding or not, you will not hit consistently good popcorn runs until you learn how to predict the bot movement completely. This is why I still try for rising bots, because I'm more confident in my ability to hit them after so many runs. Go for tough shots, and if you miss too much, just reset and try again. Third tip, play for the rhythm. The easiest way to hit a new high score in Popcorn Voltaic is to not toss runs where you have a good hit streak. If you hit like 5 to 7 targets all in a row without missing and with adequate speed, that's probably your god run. But the question is, how do you do it? How do you do it every run? Streaks are not all about hitting each bot one by one and having a high accuracy. Streaks have to do with target viability and speed. Think cluster farming and static clicking. If there are like 3 to 4 popcorn bots all coming together on one side of the map, try your best to eliminate all of them really quickly. A good example of this comes from my latest popcorn Voltaic easy run. At 37 seconds into the video, you see me pull off an insane 9 target hit streak. Look for those opportunities constantly, and when you get one, don't throw it. This also kind of leads into my fourth and final tip. Fourth tip, keep an eye on other bots, ones in your peripheral vision, even while you're attempting to hit one. Very similar to what you would do if you were playing Pasu. With popcorn, your eyes should be both focused on the target you're about to click and on nearby targets that are either following or rising around your crosshair or in your peripheral vision. All of those targets will make up your roadmap for your next movements. Practicing this will help you to set up good situations for hit streaks and find the best opportunities. Always keep an eye out for following bots, and even if they are far away from your current crosshair position, try to move to them and take the shot. Pull together all of these tips and you should see some steady improvement in popcorn runs, and hopefully you will see a new high score. Stay tuned for the next Voltaic tutorial, and as always, keep on dot clicking. Follow me on Twitch for both Overwatch and aim training content.